Yeah, well, the real strange ones, like what you were saying earlier about military testing, you would think the stuff from here would be the consistent ones. So who knows? Maybe all the ones with the triangular shapes and all the similar ones are actually, our own government, and all the high strangeness is the one that are really real.
Yeah, either that or, and I've got, I've written an essay about it called the co-creation hypothesis. I think that when you get to the point where you see weird stuff like this, your mind cannot handle the weirdness of it. So it starts putting it in a category. That's how our minds work. That's how evolution works. You got to put things in categories so that you can, reproduce, get food, stay away from danger, all that stuff. And I think that when you're presented with something that's completely outside of your realm of experience, that your mind will throw it in a category just to be able have you be able to handle it. And I think that's why some of these stories are similar. It's also a problem, like when a UFO researcher comes and talks to a witness, they're going to ask them a certain set of questions, and there's going to be a certain expectation. They're a UFO researcher. I got to tell them that it's a UFO and it looked like this or whatever. And that, I think, subtly affects how the questioning and how the data is collected and all that, which is why I'm all for, throwing a wrench in it and having having weirdness guide you if you can. I mean, some people some people with a more creative or artistic mind can probably let the weirdness guide them, and they're good at it, and others are just probably better at data collection and analyzing that data. So, it takes all kinds, and I think we need all kinds. We need right brains and left brains working on this.
Yeah, so do you think that there's a influence in the media sort of being all about all this space and alien stuff, into not only how many people are involved in this, but into if we could mentally handle it when it happened to us, and would we be less apt to put it in a box, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we're a product of our culture, our genetics, our upbringing, what our friends tell us, what happened, what you ate for lunch, all this other stuff. That all goes into what happens when a sighting happens, I think, and people don't really think about that. It's a traumatic experience too. So there's a psychology of trauma in there, where a witness will, they're in shock, and so what can your mind handle? It's like, well, X-Files said it was this. Okay, then that's what it is. Bang, it goes in that box, and that's what you remember at that point. And that might not be what happened, but it's what your mind wants to have happen. So, you're already a step or two or three away from the actual experience. I've talked to people and they say, why do you say people make things up? I said, I never said that. I said that their mind, in an attempt to handle the situation, will grasp onto things that it knows, even if it's disturbing stuff, just because at least it's something that it knows. Even if it's a dream somebody had, whatever it is. So, when people give us reports about what's going on, I don't know, even if there's a camera there recording it, I think that whatever goes on in somebody's mind is much different than a camera would record. And in many ways, a camera can't record these things. It is the instrument that's recording these sightings are people. And that's the instrument we ought to concentrate on, and also know how that instrument works and what kind of errors or whatever you want to call it it's subject to.